Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
So now we're going to do a review of Dice Miner. And so hopefully you've had a chance to check out our how to play and playthrough video. So I'm going to show you the back of the box. And for those of you who are graphic designers, if I can explain how to play the game with the back of the box, that's a good back of the box. Because if you're a retailer or you're doing shows like we used to do homeschool shows and gifted and talented conferences, we were able to sell a lot of games when you could show them the back of the box.
Right.
Like Blockus, for instance.
Yeah, so you can see what the game looks like.
Right. It was really easy to show them back of the box. Didn't even have to have a demo out.
No.
But let's take a look here. All right. So this is a dice game where you're trying to score the most points. And you keep track of your scores over 3 rounds on the score pad. And you're going to put 20 dice into this mountain. And so you can grab dice off the top when 2 sides are exposed. And if you give a player a beer die, now all the dice are capable of rolling a beer side. You say cheers, you roll the die, and you give it to them. So usually it can be a good thing when you're giving them a die so that you can grab 2 dice instead of 1, and then you can grab them from the sides here. And so you're going to use these dice in different combinations. So for instance, the white dice are tunnel dice, and you can create sequences from 1 through 5 to get 15 points. But you always have to have a 1 in the sequence. 1, 2, and 3 would be worth 6 points. But if you have a 1, 2, and 3 and a 5, you can't use the 5 because you're missing the 4. And you have gems. If you have the most gems, you get double the amount of gems, and gems are worth the side, the number on the shown. So this is a 2 gem die worth 2 points. Hazards can be good or bad. If you have shields, which are tool dice, dragons are not negative, they become positive. Cave-ins are negative unless you have pickaxes. And if you have chests, you can keep dice that you don't use for the next turn on the same side, the side that's shown. So for instance, if you have magic dice, if you have a 3 magic shown, you don't have to spend it on that turn, and you can keep that side face up and use it on the next turn if you have a chest. And so you'll use magic dice to re-roll dice. So that's some of the luck mitigation. And then you also have character powers, which comes with some built in. So for instance, I had this guy here. He gave me a shield, so any dragons that I took would be positive, and he gives me 1 re-roll. So again, you're playing over 3 rounds. You're going to put 20 dice into the mountain, take the 20 dice out, and then you're going to add up your points. And here's the thing: is that the dice that you took that round, you'll re-roll. You'll be able to use them on the next round, and then get more dice from the next 20. And then you'll have a bunch of dice to roll on the second round, and you'll put 20 more dice in the mountain, and then you'll take some of those dice out. And with the dice that you had left over from the first 2 rounds that you re-rolled, and the new dice that you got, you'll create a really nice score. So that is Dice Miner. So that's my quick little overview. And again, for anybody retailers watching this, again, I can explain how to play the game here. That took me, 3 minutes if someone was interested in this?
Something like that, yeah. It wasn't very long.
So it is a push your luck game and a dice game. So let's take a look what we like about, I'm trying to use, there you go, I have the right mouse here. So Julie's going to go first. She doesn't know what I'm going to say about the game, but let's find out what Julie has to say.
Okay. What I have to say is all positives because I'm a huge dice fan. I just love dice. So very first thing, as I said, it's a super fun dice game because it is. I just like the concept of the way you take the dice and all that good stuff. And what's a big plus for me is it's not a long game. 3 rounds and you're done, and you've had a great time. And it took, 20 minutes, 25 minutes?
We're fast at games like this.
Yeah, so it's my speed.
Someone who's not used to dice games, it might take them a little longer.
True.
But I think it's under 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, it's not a long game. Very easy to learn and play. David, he's my rule master, so he read the rules, but he taught it to me, and I learned it very quickly. So that's what I liked about it. The dice are great. I like the little shapes on them, and the little beer the beer etchings are just awesome. And what I thought was really fun is that the beer action, it makes it a fun twist on the game because you don't usually get to do something like that. So needless to say, I had a lot of fun with the beer and the cheers.
Yeah, and the thing about the beer action is that usually you're helping the other player when you do that. So it creates some tension.
Yeah.
You could get a beer die and a hazard die and Hopefully you roll something that the player can't use. But let's say you give me
Exactly.
dragons. Well, if I am the guy with the shield or I have a
Yeah,
shield
it's not good.
shield tool, then you
I just
helped
gave
me.
him points.
Yeah, gave me points. Now, when you watch the playthrough, Julie didn't spend enough of her beer dice because not one nice thing about using beer dice
No.
is that you get 2 dice,
I know.
which denies me dice when you take more dice.
So I should have done it,
Yeah.
and you'll see in the playthrough. I should have done it, but I didn't do it because I was too afraid I'd roll something good and give him more points. And in the end, he still won by a lot, even though because I didn't risk
Yeah,
it
you
and
just,
try.
you just didn't use enough beer
No,
dice.
but I love this game. It was really fun.
All right, so let's take a look at what I have.
Okay,
to
what
say.
did you say?
All right, let's see. Make sure I'm going the right way. I'm not using the mouse. I'm not used to using the mouse on this. All right, so it is definitely a fun push your luck game. We like push your luck games because it's not stressful. And some people don't like these games because, yeah, you can lose if you are unlucky. But I think there's enough luck mitigation here with the magic to not make it so bad. And you know going into it, it's like, it's okay,
Yeah.
if one round you might not get what you want.
Yeah.
And then if you plan out accordingly with what you say, I get a bunch of hazard dice the first round and I lost points. Well, then I'm going to make sure I get tool dice the next round
So you can
and turn it
exactly.
positive because I'm going to re-roll those hazard dice again.
Exactly.
So again, it's just enough interesting decisions without being too complex or too long. And again, it's just a perfect weight game for us.
Yes.
For a dice game. There's
Yeah.
some dice games I'd have to think hard which ones they are. Like, it's so fiddly that I don't even want to play them.
Oh, yeah, I like this game a lot.
I'd have to think about which ones those are. Anyways, decent components for the standard edition. Now, there's a deluxe edition because this was a Kickstarter game, and I mentioned in the playthrough that I missed it. I would have backed this. Atlas Games, I've known John and Michelle for over 20 years. And if I would have paid closer attention, I should have backed it. But hey, I bought it now, and I probably will get the backer promo pack that we missed out that came free.
Okay.
But we just won't upgrade to the plastic mountain or the
No,
better dice.
we don't need
but
to
we
do
will
that.
get the upgrade pack.
Okay. Was it come with beer?
It comes with more characters and some more dice.
Oh, okay. Fun.
So there's some theme, but the teledice are kind of lacking. I mean, they're just normal. Other than the beer side, it's just normal pitted dice you'd use for Yahtzee. So it's too bad they didn't think of a better way to show tunneling. I mean, could they have, instead of using the dots, could they have made it look like little tunnels or something like that?
I don't
Or
know. Little
did some-
rocks, maybe?
or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that right there is. I mean, the other dice are thematic. Why not
Yeah.
have made those more
I didn't
thematic?
think about it. Yeah.
Because you're already. Now I know from production purposes, you do have to pay for tooling. So was it more expensive to only have one of the 6 sides have a beer and you use the tooling for the other pits? Maybe that saved them money.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's important, and even though I could use this to teach a lot of math skills, it's not suitable in an educational setting. I could not justify using this in the classroom when beer is one of
You
the
could say it's a
actions you
root
take.
beer.
You know, you're right. I might be able to say that.
You could say it's root beer or a soda.
Yeah, but even then, if a kid were to go home and say, we played a game where you were able to give beer to your opponents and they forget to say root beer.
Yeah, that
So
would be.
I guess you
can't
could.
do it.
I guess you
But-
could, especially if you had root beer floats and it was a
Yeah.
day where you're having a
Like a little party or
a
something.
party or something like that. I still would probably avoid it, especially in the climate today. This
True.
is my 25th year teaching now, or is it my 26th year? It's my 25th year.
25th.
Yeah. 20 years ago, I wouldn't have worried about it so much. But today, with things so PC, I probably would not even go there.
No, you're starting your 26th year because Eddie just turned 25. No, you're right. 25 years.
Yeah, it's my
Okay.
25th.
Yeah. Okay.
So, if it was something other than beer, but it's the theme with dwarves drinking beer, having a good time.
It's great.
I understand why it's there. It's just too bad because I would have been able to use this a lot in the classroom for math. All right,
well,
so let's see what
that's
our
okay.
rating is.
Okay.
So we used a rating scale that's on Board Game Geek. So Julie doesn't know what I selected. I know what she selected.
Because he always asked me first.
Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
So we both
Said 8.
because we love dice games.
Yes, we do.
And we would suggest it. So what does that mean is that when we're thinking of what to play and we have all these different games on our shelf. This one will come towards the top of the list. In fact, we would also suggest other people to purchase it.
Oh, yeah.
So when people say, "Hey, what's some good dice games?" I'm sick of zombie dice, and we still play zombie
We love
dice.
zombie dice.
This is we want to do something else. Say, hey, you might want to check out Dice Miner. See,
Yeah.
that would come to the top of our list there to suggest it. We don't know if it will ever be a 9 or a 10 because we haven't owned it long enough
No,
to get to
it
that
could be
level.
there, though.
Yeah, someday. But yeah, so that's Dice Miner. And
I'm going to go to the big screen.
if you like, I know I do. If you like dice games and push your luck games, this one is thematic. And it's just enough complexity without it being too simple like zombie dice.
You know who you need to play this with is David Jr. because he loves push your luck games.
That's right, we do.
Our youngest son loves push your
we've been
dice.
playing a lot of
Or
can't.
push your luck games.
Yeah, we've been playing a lot of Can't Stop with him, which is funny.
It
that he
is.
likes that game so much. So we'll try this with him.
Yeah.
But I was going to say something about when you mentioned David. I was on a roll there.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm
Let me see if I
sorry.
can remember what it was. Something about there's a game that's by Rio Grande that's Roll for the Galaxy. We used to play that a lot
We did.
before we moved here.
It sounds familiar.
But it's complex enough in setup time that we haven't played it since. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a cool game. I like that game, but it's been sitting on our shelf now for almost 6 years. I'm happy to own it, but because of its complexity and the time it takes to play it, we haven't selected it.
Well, maybe Rio Grande will come out with like a smaller version of that
They
game.
won't.
Oh.
The point is that when we're thinking of a game to play,
They'll
there's
do
just
this
enough
one.
complexity,
Yeah.
but not as complex as Roll for the Galaxy. This would be the one.
Definitely.
And we'd have to think. Well, eventually we'll do a series on all of our dice games.
That would be fun.
And rank them. But we're waiting to get more subscribers and likes before we do that.
Okay.
So, hey, please remember to subscribe and like.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you had fun, and hopefully this encourages you to go out and get this game.
Yes. Thank you for watching.
Thanks.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.